Now here we have a 96 Camaro salvage vehicle. It was in a wreck. They sold the engine out of it and I bought what was left and got me an old junk motor that had a hot rod oil pan, a Hummer oil pan, the H8 oil pan where it'll clear the cross member. The mounts will be up to whatever kind you use to adapt, but we've got the motor sitting about where it'd go. It actually would be up further out of the bottom, which would give us even more room. We moved the ABS, which would require, if you have to have it, would be extend two lines completely, just the ones I've got severed at the master cylinder there. They need to be replaced with longer lines, and the unit separated, a big bracket done away with, the big air tube in here done away with to give you the pocket to stick it in. And once you get that out of the way, then you got plenty of room for the bracket here to come by for the LSSimple and then the high mount. If you're just running to one side, I imagine you'd have enough room to do a relocated F-body truck compressor at the bottom. I don't see where it would be an issue. There's plenty of room down there. And then you could use the low mount. If you run a turbo, you can't put a compressor there because that's where your exhaust manifold is going to come back in there backwards. That being said, the only other issue I would have was maybe right in this little corner right here where the sway bar is, but we're going to be up even a little higher than this with an actual motor mount. You may have to trim that little area there. But this has got a truck balancer on it, but I've got the F-body spacing on my pump here and the compressor too. I just didn't feel like changing a balancer. You get the idea. The balancer wouldn't be sticking out past the power steering pump, or we wouldn't be doing a very good job. All right, and then you come over to the compressor, give an old man a chance to get around to the other side. And the compressor fits in this little pocket right here, which would be actually a little higher. The lines line up one on top of the other, so you could come right in there with your line set. A little creative plumbing, you could do that. The dryer would have to be moved a little ways. It wouldn't have to go far. You might have to replace one hose and put it maybe right here instead of there. But, I mean, right there you could tweak it a little bit. It's all hot rod, and once you do one, the next one will be a lot easier. And imagine if we got an F-body bouncer and we got our turbo crossover pipe here. You already know you're going to have to relocate your radiator. But I think that these brackets will work. The other guys I sold them to haven't reported to me, so I've had so many people wanting to know. But this ain't beautiful, but it shows you for all practical reasons. That's where they end up whenever they're installed correctly. The balancer would be offset back towards the engine. You run your electric fans and modify your radiator. The ABS lines aren't no big deal. They're GM lines. You can actually put a union and extend two of them. There's 4 lines involved. 2 from the master cylinder to the pump, and 2 from the pump to the car. You can extend those with a union and a piece of line. And the other ones, I would suggest just replacing them since they're so short. It's not a big deal. And then you could actually run cheaper accessories, cheaper motors, and you know, buy you a beater and beat it up, and or have a real nice car, put your covers on there and make it look good. Any questions, just go to www.lssimple.net, go to the bottom and contact me, and I'll get back with you. Anything I can help you with, I'll be glad to try. All my cars have brackets in them. I'm trying to make it where everybody else can have the same thing and save money and reuse the stuff they already have. The whole thing about LSSimple is things are easy. Confusing things are for the professionals that have really nice little pumps and A&N fittings and all that. We were just running basic things right here. This compressor, we put the V5 compressor on there, and you service it and then plumb it in. I'll assure you it'll freeze you out. Thank you again.